Hey everybody, Jay from Virginia, or Jay from VA, whichever you prefer. Uh, just wanted to make a video. I'm curious, how many other places around the United States right now today have been without internet or without cell service? Uh, been bad here. Uh, no internet most of the day. You come back on and go right back out. And same with cell service. Uh, I was supposed to make a phone call, talk to a brother of mine, but just because the cell service is in and out, I couldn't do that. So I emailed and told him that I'd try tomorrow. They said that the problems that they have, that we should have them fixed by like 10 p.m. tonight or something. And then cell service, ain't nobody been able to find out anything about it. Just out. So I'm curious to see how many other places are like that. Been one of them weird days today. Super hot, of course. And was supposedly supposed to get bad storms and everything, 100% chance, and at the last moment it all blew away from us, went around us. It's interesting how weather can change just like that. I guess they wanted to flood somebody else out instead of us, because actually we could use the rain, but I don't know. It does seem like you're either on fire or you're being flooded out, or you're just being dried out. Drier than a popcorn fart, man, I'm telling you. I know some people out there in Oklahoma or whatever, and they said they hadn't had any rain in months. That's dry. Other than a few sprinkles, they said. A sprinkle here, a sprinkle there, but no substantial rain whatsoever. But another thing I was going to see, the stores around here seem to be dwindling in supply, definitely. And then you figure, the more videos I watch, the more I'm hearing about states, individual states. And actually, as of right now, there's 26 of them that I know right now that are stockpiling food, unbeknownst to the population. That's the weird part. And now, as the populace knows, people are not happy about it. They're like, hey, what do you know that we don't know? I'd be the same way. How about you? I really do believe that something is getting ready to break loose. I don't know about this Friday or this weekend. I mean, I have really had a heaviness in the spirit. I mean, bad. As in, it's like kicked up a few notches. Usually, you feel heaviness or whatever, and you'll hear of some kind of weather anomaly or fires or something like that. But this is different. I mean, it's almost like a darkness is settling down. You go and when you try to rest, the dreams are, I don't even really consider them dreams, man. They're just demonic plays, is what I consider them. I mean, because, if I dream, it's, usually stupid stuff, or it's a dream from God. But on that, I have noticed it is harder to press through into the presence of God in prayer. It's like something has changed. It's like there's a balance, and now the balance is tipping towards the evil side is about the only way that I can explain it. I liken it to a person holding a set of scales, and on one side you have good, and on the other side you have evil, and all the children of God are on this side, the good side of scales, and then you have all the evil people, and then you have all the entities that are being let loose in our realm through portals and CERN and so on and so forth. Not to mention these cloned beings that are, have spirits driving them. And the scales seem to have tipped to the evil side. I have really noticed that really starting just this past week. It had been getting like thick. If you're not a big time prayer person, you might not understand what I mean, but there's like a thickness, and then now there's like more of a wall put up to is even harder to press through to the presence of God. I don't know why, but I know that the enemy has ways of, with regular normal people, of suppressing the spiritual realm. I am a firm believer that if you are truly in the hand of God, that no weapon formed against you will prosper. Because they can use frequencies on people that suppresses your ability to break through into the spirit realm. And really, that ability is just learning how to tap into the real you. I know it sounds crazy, but this outer being of us is not the real us. The real me is in here. I am a spirit in this earth suit of flesh and bone and skin, And the more you pray and tap into the spirit realm, you learn how to tap into the real you to break into the spirit realm. And then, there are times when, depending on how close you are to the Father will just come into the room where you're at while you're like not even paying attention. And the next thing you know, man, you're like glued to the floor, and can't move because God showed up, to visit with you. I mean, those are precious times. And if you've never had it, press in. God's not a respecter of person. He'll do it to everyone. It's his promise. He delights in being with his people. I mean, I'm nothing special. I mean, if you all knew my past, you all probably wouldn't even listen to me. I was a very evil person. And now, people say, you just a, big old teddy bear or whatever, and I really am. I will do anything and everything to walk away from a situation. But if you get me to that point, you better hope there's people around you to pull me off of you, to keep me from killing you. That's the way I am. And especially if you threaten my family, that's totally off limits. And, as a man, that is your responsibility to protect your family. I actually believe, a man should protect all life. If you see someone beating a dog, sorry, I'm going to stop my vehicle and I'm going to have a problem with this individual beating a dog or beating a woman. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen around me. And I think that is the way we should be, because we are to live the light of God, shining it into the darkness of this world. My last video, my biggest point is everybody has got to has to make up their mind to start sharing the truth of our Father, the gospel of the kingdom, to everyone that they can, when they can, because you might be the only light that person ever sees. I can't witness to the whole world, neither can you. But if we all do our part, I recommend every single person in the sound of my voice get a YouTube channel, do a whatever other social media thing, and start sharing the truth. I mean, if you don't know enough, study. We're commanded to study to show ourselves approved, rightly dividing the word of truth. I mean, time for games is up. And it's just craziness out there. I was talking to Rob, man, and he was saying that he's been watching Carol's videos too. They're heart-wrenching, man. I don't think a person, well, let me rephrase that. I don't think a godly person could watch these videos and not be heartbroken. I mean, I've had to turn them off because I couldn't take it. It's just overwhelming, the pain and the suffering and the total destruction that's happening. And I mean, what are we doing about it? Carol was right, but Carol bothered me in one of her videos that I was just watching, because she was talking about, pointed out these one people, and I'm probably going to get blasted for this, but hey, I want to stand up for God. What's wrong is wrong and what's right's right, so pucker up. Here we go. She pointed out this couple whose house was saved, and it looked like a circle, like a bubble of protection was around their house. Well, they interviewed this couple, and she said that her sister or someone had prayed a bubble of protection over their house, and whenever they got there, it seemed like there was a bubble of protection. And then she was saying, is Jesus an egomaniacal being? Does he just save some and some others don't? Does he only listen to those that love him and all that? Have you not read the word? You reap what you sow. God is not mocked. You know, the prayer of the sinners is not heard by the Father. He hears his own. He's not egomaniacal. He's a loving God. He's just honoring your choice to not have anything to do with him. You know, he wants to save everyone. And I mean, that was just crossing the line to me. You know, if you're not living the life that God says that we're to live, and you're not working a relationship with him, he don't know you. So how can you expect him to do anything for you? Yes, sometimes he does, because he loves us that much. But to stand and think that a total stranger is going to come up to me on the corner of the block and bless me with $1 million is foolish. And that's basically what people think. They want to put God in this little box without reading his word. And I love Carol. I love the work that she does. But to me, she stepped over a line. And you can't say because tragedy hit these people that God didn't love them. No. It rains on the just and the unjust. And bad things happen to good people because we're in a fallen world. But God answers prayer. He still heals people. He still raises the dead. He still grows out arms, legs, fingers, toes. He does it all. It's just people don't believe the word, nor do they have a relationship with him. Therefore, they have no substance of spirit, no power, dunamis. And I mean, I'm not trying to speak down to no one, but I know in whom I serve. And he's not an egomaniacal person. Not in the least. He is the most loving, caring, long-suffering person that I could ever... I mean, it goes beyond my mind. Because he loved me enough to put up with me till he could pin me down and save me. That's love. And I was a wicked man. And I dare say we all have been wicked, but some of us have been more wicked than others. And you know, to whom much is forgiven, much is required. You know, I have been studying and learning more than I ever have in the last 10 years than I have in my entire life. But really in the last 5, God has really cranked it up, because he's got it to where, you know, I'll go to bed and I'll have the Bible playing in my ears. Sometimes it'll be, you know, like the Book of Enoch or the Book of Jasher, Jubilees, or, you know, something from the Apocrypha. I really love 4th Esdras and Baruch. And the next day, as weird as it sounds, I will come in contact with somebody where I needed what I listened to the night before. I mean, it's just crazy. Like the last time I was listening to, it was Jubilees. At work, a person come up to me and said, "Hey, I know that you read the Word of God. I can feel the Spirit of God on you. He said, but what do you think about these other books? You know, we are in the country now. So, you know, he is a hick and just a nice old guy. And I said, you mean like Enoch, Jasher, and Jubilees? He said, especially that there book of Jubilees. He said, what do you think about that? And I said, you know, I just went to bed listening to the book of Jubilees last night. He said, no way. I said, yeah way. I said, that is one of the best books, you know, to listen to because it answers a lot of questions. But if you haven't listened to or read the book of Enoch first, go with it first. Because the book of Enoch answers everything that happens in Genesis chapter 6. It fills in the blank of what happened there. And then it gives you bukus of more information. Even tells you all about the sun and the moon. He calls them the heavenly luminaries. The stars, he tells you exactly what the stars are. They are angels, and they all have names. It's just fascinating. And there's not enough people taking it upon themselves to really study and find these things out, because I look for atheists. I love to talk to a true atheist, not just this person that says, I'm an atheist. I like true atheists, the ones that don't serve God because they have read the Word and to them it don't make sense, or it is double speak, or there are exceptions and all that. They know their Bible very well. Those are the people I love to talk to, because they just haven't read certain other things to put everything together for them. Plus, the truth that they know from the Word itself don't match up to the garbage that these four-wall churches teach. But if you being spiritually grounded and knowing the Word of God, can talk to these people, they have no problem converting right then and there, because they know all about it. They just don't believe it because they just have a problem with it. They see certain things that don't line up. And the reason they don't line up is they don't know about the translation errors, or, several different other reasons. And we need more people. It's just like, the Word of God says, the harvest is ripe, but the laborers are few. Pray ye to the Father to be a laborer. Because, we need laborers. There are scores and scores of people out there that can be reached. It's just most people don't even make an effort, especially if they're a sinner. Imagine that. A sinner? You can't talk to them because they're a sinner. Well, where did Christ hang out? Who did he hang out with? And if he was here today, where would he hang out? You'd find Christ at the bars, the nudie bars, everywhere that sin was. There we should go. Just because you're around sin doesn't mean you're a partaker of it. The only way you can show the love of God is to meet the person where they're at. And that's what God does with us. Yahuwah met me right there smack dab in the doo-doo where I was at. And he jerked me plumb up out of it, cleaned me up, put a white robe on me, sent me forth. I'm just exactly like you. It's just I chose, to give my life over to him to speak his truth to whoever, whenever I could. And whenever he instructs me to do something, I do it. And sometimes it ain't no fun, because it really tests your true walk, especially whenever you're dealing with a person that you've always had a problem with, and God says, hey, give him $20. Do what? You want me to what? You want me to borrow $20? No, give them $20. Just bless them with $20. Most people go, I rebuke you in the name of, because that must be a foul spirit. No, that ain't a foul spirit, man. That's God. Because what he's doing, he's humbling you. Because he's going to get you humbled to where you have a problem with no one. Yeah, they might do you wrong. Don't matter. See what I'm saying? He has his way of getting your attention. I never planned on saying any of this stuff, but I'm just talking. But yeah, let me know about y'all's cable, not cable, but your internet and cell service. How about the cloud formations too? All kinds of faces in the clouds here lately, when there are individual clouds. Usually it's just all one big overcast blob, but when there's individual clouds, man, there's all kinds of these demonic faces. It's very, very interesting. Keep on praying, and I just look forward to the next video. This just let y'all know that I'm still alive and good. I just ain't done a video because I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to upload this one. This is basically for test purposes, but went a little long, about a half hour testing. But hey, I love y'all, and do what you can to be the light to other people. You might be the only light in this darkness that they see. So please don't just talk the talk, walk the walk. Until next time, I love you, my brothers and sisters.